Shipping Comparative Guide. Legal framework. Which legislative and regulatory provision govern the shipping sector in your jurisdiction? Israel has been a member of the International Maritime Organization (IMO) since 1952 and adheres to various laws and international conventions on maritime law, shipping, and the marine environment, including the Convention for the Protection of the Mediterranean Sea Against Pollution, 1978, updated as the Convention for the Protection of the Marine Environment and Coastal Region of the Mediterranean, 1995. The Brazil International Convention relating to the limitation of liability of owners of seagoing ships, 10 October 1957, and its amending protocol, Brazil 1979. The Hague Thisbe Rules, Annexes 1, 2, 3, and 5 of the International Convention for the Prevention of Pollution from Ships, 1973, and the Admiralty Acts of 1840 and 1861. In addition, Israel regulates other shipping matters under domestic legislation. Which bilateral and multilateral instruments on shipping have effect in your jurisdiction? Which bodies are responsible for enforcing the applicable laws and regulation? What powers do they have? The main body that enforces the applicable laws and regulation is the Authority of Shipping and Ports, which is responsible for conducting investigation, imposing fine, and detaining vessels. Other related bodies are the Ministry of Environmental Protection and the port captain of each port. What is the regulator's general approach in regulating the shipping sector? The shipping sector is regulated by primary or subsidiary legislation. Registration. What type of vessel may be registered in your jurisdiction? What requirement and restriction apply in this regard? Is dual registration permitted? According to the Shipping Law 1960, any vessel which might be capable of sailing qualifies for registration. In addition, with the permission of the Minister of Transportation, even a vessel powered by oars can be registered. To register a vessel in Israel, more than half of its ownership must be held by the State of Israel, an Israeli citizen, or a company incorporated under Israeli law. The Israeli registration of vessels takes place before the registrar at the Authority for Shipping and Port of the Ministry of Transportation. The register includes details of ownership right, mortgage, liens, and so on. In Amphi Badar 2020, the Haifa Maritime Court held in accepting an application for attachment of the vessel in the Israeli registry that the vessel which is registered in a foreign register cannot be registered in Israel unless it is properly deleted from the former register. In addition, a foreign vessel which is registered in a foreign register and is under the control of an Israeli citizen or entity must be registered with the Israeli registry as a vessel under an Israeli control. What entities may register a vessel in your jurisdiction? What requirement and restriction apply in this regard? According to Clause 9 and 10 of the Shipping Regulation 1962, an application to register a vessel can be filed by either an Israeli or a foreign citizen or entity. What body administers the shipping register in your jurisdiction? The Registrar of Vessels under the Authority of Shipping and Port of the Ministry of Transportation. What information is included in the shipping register? Is this publicly accessible? According to Clause 109 of the Israeli Shipping Act 1960, the registration books and certificate provided to the registrar in connection with the registration or deletion of a vessel or in connection with any transaction involving the vessel are open to the public. What are the formal and documentary requirements for registration of a vessel? What is the process for registration? What is the effect of registration and what is the effect of deregistration? The main documentary requirements are as follows: a certified copy of the document on which the application for registration of the ownership of the vessel is based, a deletion certificate for the former registration of the vessel, and confirmation that the former registration certificate has been returned. Written consent of the mortgagee to registration of the vessel with the Israeli registry, a marine engineer approval for registration of the vessel, and any other certificate required under any international convention to which Israel is a party. Registration has a declaratory status rather than creating substantive right. In other words, according to Clause 83 of the Shipping Act Vessels 1960, the registration in the registration books isn't a guarantee for a title right, but where a bona fide buyer of the vessel or any part thereof purchases the vessel from the person registered as the owner in the registry, that purchase will not be cancelled merely because the seller didn't have the right to transfer title in the vessel. What are the formal and documentary requirements for registration of a shipping mortgage? What is the process for registration? What is the effect of registration and deregistration? In order to register a shipping mortgage, the mortgage deed must be signed in Israel before the registrar. If it is signed in a foreign country, it should be signed before a diplomatic or consular representative of the State of Israel. In Amphi Hurricane Anna 2020, the Haifa Maritime Court denied a bank's claim to enforce a mortgage which had been registered for a foreign vessel. The court held that the validity of the loan agreement was not proven and that no information had been provided in relation to the payment schedule agreed with the debtor, which wasn't the owner, and the exact amount of debt which remained. Therefore, the mere fact that a mortgage has been registered for a vessel isn't enough to enforce it. The effect of registration of a mortgage is that the mortgagee has priority over any debt or other lien regarding the vessel, except for recognized maritime lien, but not including a lien for necessaries, which means that the mortgage ranks before a lien for necessary. However, if a dispute arises either with the owners or with other debtors, the mortgagee must prove that it loaned money to the owners and prove the amount of the remaining debt under the loan agreement in addition to registration of the mortgage. Which body is responsible for port state control? What powers does it have? The Authority for Shipping and Port is a statutory authority within the Ministry of Transport.